Hey Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is Tina with 85th House Vibrations, and this is your general monthly reading for December 2018. It is general, it won't resonate with everybody, and the moon is currently in Libra. I hope everybody's doing well. Happy holidays if you celebrate those, and if you don't, just simply happy December. Cards already on the table. And that's just because I keep stumbling over my words so bad. And you guys are my first today, so I'm in the warm-up process. It's always a struggle. But yeah, I just can't talk. And it's just so bad. I don't generally edit videos anyway. It just is what it is, which is so bad. I just couldn't let it go, so I had to start over. But I hadn't flipped the cards yet. We didn't even get past the intro. I was messed up so bad. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about what's going on. For those of you that hang out with me, you know I generally just pull 3 cards. But because it is year end, I'm sorry, there's a fire truck or an ambulance or something going by, and so that may be pretty loud. Anyway, because it's the end of the year, I thought that we would kind of recap what's been going on. This is going to talk about kind of what's been going on in 2018 as a whole. This is going to talk about where you are now, and this is going to be talking about where you are headed in the future, what things are looking like. For anybody who's interested, this is the Waite pocket deck. This is the Everyday Witch Tarot, and this is the Llewellyn Tarot. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And let's hope for the damn best. I think my readings aren't going the way that I want to. Even when I was reading yesterday, I'm going to have my trusty flannel on. I usually like to put my flannel on. I live in Texas, but I love a good flannel. And I just feel like when my flannel's on, my readings go better. All right, here we go. King of Wands reversed. This King of Wands got me in trouble in the Scorpio video. Talk about that in a little bit, if I remember. The next is the Knight of Swords. And the last is the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. So, first of all, we got 2 court cards on the table, the King and the Knight. This could be people that you're dealing with. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And it certainly doesn't have to be that person's sun sign. It could just be somebody, you know, who this person might be very energetic and charismatic. Well, not in the reverse, but this is what the wands are about. It's about fire energy. And this person could be very heavy on communications and, you know, dealing with facts and figures, writing, stuff like that. So just because I said Aries, Leo, blah, 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 you know, it doesn't have to be that. It just could be somebody that behaves in that manner. So with the King of Wands reversed, let's go ahead and talk about him. You know, in this case, I am feeling like this is an older male, at least over 35, who really just lacks confidence, he lacks get up and go, he lacks drive. And I think that because of his lack, quote unquote lack, or what he feels that he lacks, I think that it can make this person he's arrogant, he's cocky, not in the best way. This is not positive confidence. He overcompensates because he feels like he's lacking. And when I say he, you know, it's just because this is a masculine card. It could certainly be a female who has that fiery energy and, just likes to overpower people and even step on people's toes because they're not happy with themselves. Now, the Knight of Swords sees this. And the Knight of Swords has absolutely no chill. So the Knight of Swords is calling the king out. Oh my goodness. All right, well, geez. Everything's out today. Generally, that's running, that's on, and that's burning. Candle went out. That was my last tea light. Battery dead, battery dead. Anyway, look, just lack of, just completely devoid of anything energy. No fire, no nothing. Just exactly. There we go. Perfect representation of what the King of Wands is doing, which is absolutely nothing beneficial. Okay, so a Knight of Swords, like I said, is calling him out. And the Knight of Swords doesn't give a damn about what his position is supposed to be or how much older he is. You say respect your elders, but the Knight of Swords is not going for it. He sees what the king is up to or not up to and what he's really about. And the Knight of Swords is like, whenever he sees the king, he's like, oh, psh, you ain't gonna do shit. You ain't bad, you ain't bad, you ain't nothing. You always talking, yap, 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 selling wolf tickets, but really you just soft. I feel like that is the conversation that the Knight of Swords is having with the Knight of Wands. And it really causes the Knight of Wands to get defensive. But the other thing is doing is continuing to damage the King of Wands. I'm sorry if I said Knight. It's continuing to damage his confidence. I mean, but he's old enough to know better. So, that's really on him or her or whomever. I feel like the King of Wands reversed is letting the Knight of Swords get to him. All right. The next card is the Eight of Pentacles. I don't even know if I showed the Knight of Swords. I don't even know if I'm saying this right. If I've been mixing these up, this is the King of Wands and this is the Knight of Swords. I don't even know what I was saying. Anyway, the Eight of Pentacles. He's concentrating on what he's doing and he's doing a great job. This is what the king could be doing in order to feel better about the way that he's going on his journey. He could take his opportunities and instead of just blowing through them with, this vigor that just ends up really being unproductive, he could take his time and slow down a little bit and concentrate on being better, on doing things better, on finishing one thing before he moves on to something else and not finishing that. Behaving kind of like the Knight of Wands reversed. The Eight of Pentacles is a Sun and Virgo card. So there's an element of servitude as well as apprenticeship. He takes very, very seriously what he's doing. And he will take information and study other people to see how they do things. Like I said, apprenticeship. So he's not above paying attention to those who have done this before him and kind of taking what they have to offer and what they have to teach and making it his own and making it better and making things beautiful. And like I said before, the King of Wands can stand to take on some of this. And the Knight of Swords in his own way is really trying to tell the King of Wands, look, playboy, you ain't all that right now. So, why don't you slow down a little bit, perfect something, finish something, and then you can walk around like you're great. I just think the Knight of Swords doesn't say it in the best way. He like I said, he has no chill. So this is stuff that had been going on in the past, and I'm sure it still could be affecting your present and your future, but this is what had been going on. These are people you may have been dealing with, or these could be stages of development for yourself. And let's say you are the King of Wands. I'll go ahead and turn it over. Let's say you are the King of Wands reversed, and you're having some issues getting it done, and maybe you're on the defense about everything. This could also be a part of you, and it's your inner self, fighting with you. It's your mind fighting with your passion. So that's what was going on. And now in the current, we've got the King of Cups. Let's just get this off. We got the King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. He's the unconditional lover. He's been through it all. He's felt it all. He's emotional without necessarily being squishy. He knows how to he loves hard, but he also knows tough love. And I think at some point he will take himself out of the equation and just kind of sit back and watch. I mean, he's loved and nurtured and tried to teach well, but after a bit, I think he withdraws himself and lets you do what you do. Now, if you fall and you can't get up, he's going to love you through it and he's going to aid. But he'll isolate. If you're doing the most and it's too much on him, because this person absorbs all of the energy around him. Unlike the Page or the Knight, though, he's the king, so he knows how to handle these situations better. And for him, that means get out of Dodge, get in my own space, and let these people just do what they do. I'll help them if they fall. That's where the King of Cups is coming from right now. The next card is the Five of Cups. And this is a card of heartbreak, loss. It's all about perspective, though. I can't get this to focus. Okay. The Five of Cups, like I said, it's about heartbreak. It's about feelings of loss. I call it crying over spilled milk. She's got the 3 chalices in front of her, and that's all she's concentrating on, and doesn't see the whole party that's going on in the background. There's a whole party, a whole event, a whole spread that's happening. She can be fulfilled. There's greenery. There's wine. It's all kind of stuff back there. I think that's a lobster, and lobsters have significant meaning in the tarot. They generally show up under the moon card. There's some other cards too. And right now I can't call it, but lobsters are significant. Anyway, while she concentrates on what's been lost, there's all of this going on back here. So it's about perspective. Sometimes you have to understand they're casualties of war, but it's a small thing to a giant. Sure, there's been some losses. Sure, some cups have spilled over. But there's a whole lot going on back here. And maybe if this is you, Gemini, or if this is somebody that you're dealing with, the king could help you, if this is you, to change your perspective. And it may be through his withdrawal. It may be through him not holding your hand anymore. Or this could be you and the way you're dealing with somebody else. You might decide that somebody's perspective is way off and you are tired of dealing with them and their feelings. And, it's always woe is me. They don't see the bigger picture. And you decide to love them from a distance. The last card is the King of Swords. Reversed. Again, we're talking about a male over 40, 35, 40 plus, widowed or divorced. This is somebody who depends on what he thinks he knows in order to impress the masses. And really the masses aren't impressed because the King of Swords reversed is generally out here just looking foolish and is not very well liked. So we got a couple kings here, both reversed. We got 3 kings. 3 kings on the table. And the knight. I feel like, Gemini, there's a real battle going on. But somebody's not strategizing correctly, not moving correctly. And then there's somebody else who's like, you know, enough is enough. If this is how you want to feel about it, if this is the way you want to go about things, I'm just going to go over here. I love you to death, but I'm just not having it. I'm just not with it no more. I feel like this is what the King of Cups is saying. And he's doing it in the most loving way. So this is what's happening right now. What the future holds is the 4 of Wands. Gemini, that's a good sign. 4 of Wands. 2 of Wands reversed. And the Queen of Swords. Okay. So we got kings, queens, knights, and we got the 4 of Wands. Man, I've got this feeling that this is a family dynamic. The foundation is strong with the family. The foundation is strong, but there's some sort of battle that's happening. There's some sort of battle that's happening. And the King of Swords and the King of Wands reversed. Over time and as of right now are just not doing right, is what I'm thinking. And I've got this feeling of maybe a married couple, a teenager, and step parents. I feel like the teenager, and this is going to be for a small portion of you, has lost hope and lost faith in one of his quote unquote superiors, or maybe 1 or 2 of them, and has just given up on trying to respect them. It doesn't make it right. And this may be temporary because, like I said, the foundation is strong. And what's happening is just right now and over the past year, somebody has been moving the wrong way. But I really think that these things can be worked out. The Queen of Swords and the King of Cups seem to be the voices of reason in all of this. Now, while the King of Cups is withdrawing at the present, the Queen of Swords is going to come along and kind of make sense out of all of this. She's no nonsense. She's looking into the future and she's like, hey, this is how it can be done. This is the way to make this better. This is the way to fix the family. She's got ideas. She's got facts and figures. She knows what she's doing. And the way that she has judged this whole situation is, and the way that she is handling this situation is probably better than all of the kings combined. Even him, just because he's decided to isolate. He's hands off right now. She's not. And she's doing it without getting caught up in her emotions. Let's not X him out because, like I said, he's there, he's available. But he's not coming back into action until somebody just busts their face because he's tired of holding people's hands. She's got it for now. The Queen of Swords could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And she understands where the Knight of Swords has been coming from. She gets it. She's very familiar with this type of energy. She may be a little bit disappointed in King of Swords reversed, because it's like, come on, you're a whole full grown man out here. Why are you acting like this? And she totally understands where he's coming from too. She gets it, because she's air just like them. She understands, but she's not happy with the way he's going about things. But she's got it. She's got it. I feel like in this reading, the Queen of Swords trumps everybody. Yeah, it's great that they're kings or whatever, but we know how this can go down with the men in our lives sometimes. She's got this. Gemini, that's the way I see it. Yeah. I don't really know how I feel about this reading as a whole. I'm going to be real honest with you. But that's the way that I see it. So if anybody would like to get a personal reading with me, you can do that. My information is in the description box below. You can hit me up on Twitter or Facebook if you'd like. Thanks, and I hope to talk to you again next month.